viewers, it's day one in Philippines and I'm very excited to meet the young girls. We are here together with Plan International to talk about menstrual equity, and I'm really excited to announce something which is very close to my heart and to take this talk forward from India to Philippines. So stay tuned.
Here, Bea. Hello, Mama Ru. We're live. Hello, Mama Jay.
Bago ba kayo mag-countdown, pinapapasok na nila, kinaupo na nila ng mga
Alay ka na?
Pagdating yung photo na
Pag meron ka at meron ka, may ang moves with Little Best. The fastest absorbing pad for up to zero leaks. Compare moves sa
With the Sushmita here.
Oo nga. Kaya nga.
Actually,
Pag meron ka at meron ka, may ang moves with Little Best. The fastest absorbing pad for up to zero leaks. From their moves to Predator.
Guys, maya-maya babalik si our Miss Universe 2021 will be back after a short while. So they just had some photo opportunities with some of the media and the board of directors of the Miss Universe Philippines. Dali namin kayo with some of the Miss Universe Philippines candidates. So I guess they're going to be starting very soon. For all our followers, we're currently here at the Hilton Manila, at the Resorts World Manila area.
Pag meron ka at mayang pad, mayang moves mo, switching na dumadas. The fastest absorbing pad for up to Z release. From their Pag meron ka at mayang pad, mayang moves mo, switching na dumadas. The fastest absorbing pad for up to Z release. From their moves to Predator.
Hi universe, it's day one in Philippines and I'm very excited to meet the young girls. We are here together with Plan International to talk about menstrual equity, and I'm really excited to announce something which is very close to my heart and to take this talk forward from India to Philippines, so stay tuned.
Pag meron ka at mayang pad, mayang moves mo, switch na dumagas. The fastest absorbing pad for up to Z release. From the moves to Philippine. Pag meron ka at mayang pad, mayang moves mo, switch na dumagas. The fastest absorbing pad for up to Z release. From the moves to Philippine. Pag meron ka at mayang pad, mayang moves mo, switch na dumagas. The fastest absorbing pad for up to Z release. From the moves to Philippine. Pag meron ka at mayang pad, mayang moves mo, switch na dumagas. The fastest absorbing pad for up to Z release. From the moves to Philippine.
Between. Para may pakinabang sila. Edge. Kawai, kawai.
Ito nakalayo.
The Philippine Pageantry.
At Facebook.
So, guys, we're currently at the Hilton Manila Hotel with the Miss Universe Philippines candidates who have joined the teenagers and ladies.
The next period ready with Montez. We have an exciting lineup of speakers gracing the stage very soon, so don't go anywhere. While waiting, feel free to take photos and please don't forget to tag us in your posts. Thank you. Our program will begin in 5 minutes. Please take your seats now. Thank you.
Hi Universe, it's day one in Philippines and I'm very excited to meet the young girls. We are here together with Plan International to talk about menstrual equity and I'm really excited to announce something which is very close to my heart and to take this talk forward from India to Philippines, so stay tuned.
Sabi ko, ganda-ganda ng mata mo. Good.
Ano work kayo? Yung 20 brackets. Right?
Papa.
Kaya na ganun. Ano po yung nag-ano? Nag-anong application? Ay, anong network kayo? Empire. Empire.
Ano pangalan mo? Brick. Single ka daw. Sinabi ko ba ikaw? Yan ang kinakausap ko.
Usap ko yung dalawa sa likod. Ito ako. Ah, sino yung pinipicture ni Noli? Ah, yung blogger.
Candidates.
Mas bata.
Celeste! Pasay! Celeste! Celeste! Michelle! Michelle, hi!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to hashtag BeNextPeriodReady with Odette. Now, joining us for this very special event, please welcome our host, Jelly Victor. Thank you so much and good morning, everyone. Hello. What a crowd. Now, I hate to interrupt the lovely conversations already ongoing with the bevy of beauties in the crowd, but allow me to welcome all of you to Be Next Period Ready with Modest. I am your host. An absolute pleasure and honor being with all of you here this morning. My name is Jelly Victor. Now, I'm curious as to how many of us is actually at a face-to-face live event for the first time. I can see some hands going up. You know what? You don't even need to bring your hands up. I can tell with just the expression on your face. You know, you can feel a whole gamut of emotions just being out here. You know, you're probably thinking or feeling a little bit anxious. You're definitely excited, but the anxiety is there. There's a little bit of worry. And you were probably hesitant this morning. Should I still go? Maybe I should just stay home. If you think about it, that is the exact whirlwind of emotions we feel whenever we have our period. Correct, ladies? Yes. But what you will come to realize after attending this event this morning is that we should never ever let our periods get in the way of us living life to the fullest, of us experiencing this amazing event, and for us to chase after our dreams. Why? Because we have one desk to take care of that. So welcome again to all of you, and I hope that you have a fantastic and inspiring morning. We will make sure of it. But before I proceed any further, I would like to acknowledge a few people, very important people in our midst, starting with our friends from the Miss Universe Philippines organization. A round of applause, please. We also have the ABS-CBN Foundation. Another round of applause. And thank you very much to the Department of Education. An even louder applause, please. Thank you very much for your support. We also have our friends from Johnson & Johnson Philippines, makers of Modest. Round of applause. Without whom, of course, this event would not take place. A special shout out going out to their president and managing director, Raghu Krishnan. Thank you, Mr. Raghu, and to your entire team for making this event possible. Also joining us this morning, what an honor and a privilege. We have the top 32 Miss Universe Philippines 2022 candidates. Please all rise so everyone gets to see you. There you go. You can wave to the crowd in that signature way that everyone tries to copy and emulate. I know the competition is heating up, but we truly appreciate you lovely ladies coming together to help more Filipinos become empowered. Thank you very much. You may now take your seats. You're empowering the next generation of Filipinas to be next period ready. All right, aside from that, We also have a few more, a lot more people that we would like to acknowledge because right now, if there is a group of girls that we want to empower to be next period ready, it is definitely the Gen Z, or who Modest calls the Gen Free. We will find out why later, but it is good that they are well represented here by the students from different high schools under the Division City School of San Jose del Monte. Let's give them a warm round of applause, please. I was having a chat with some of these girls earlier today, and some of them are already back in face-to-face school. But for some of them, this is their first face-to-face live event, and they didn't want to miss it because they knew that they would be inspired by the presence of the 32 candidates for Miss Universe Philippines and a whole lot more inspiring women that will be coming up on stage, but I will not preempt that until much later on. Last but not the least, I would like to greet our friends from the media. Please, a round of applause for that. Our friends from the media who took the time to be here to help spread the word on how more Filipinas can be next period ready with Modessa. Thank you very much to all of you for coming. All right, you're probably wondering why is Modessa setting up this fantastic event for all of these young Filipinas to be empowered? How important is this event, and what is the kind of message they would like to send across? Well, as you all know, today's event is co-presented by Miss Universe Philippines. Personally, I was so happy when I found out about this coalition and the plans that they have to inspire, empower, and enable the Gen Free to be next period ready. Just how truly important is that? We're about to find out. I'm sure you're all very curious as well. So without further ado, please welcome the Marketing Director of Johnson & Johnson Philippines. A round of applause, please, for Miss Rizal Aquino.
Good morning to everyone, and thank you to our guests for being here today. Thank you for taking time off of your busy schedules, and thank you to the teens who are here in their first live event or event with such a big crowd. At Johnson & Johnson, we believe that good health is the foundation of happy lives, thriving communities, and central to progress. This is why throughout our global organization, we work hard to keep people at every age and every stage of life healthy. We do this by working with partners, as we do here in the Philippines, to make healthcare accessible and affordable, to make healthy communities, and to put healthy mind, body, and even the environment within reach of everybody. Part of achieving good health is paying attention to menstrual health, which has long been our advocacy at Modess. It's a topic that has been gaining more and more attention at the global development agenda. The United Nations has in fact included reproductive health directly under Sustainable Goal number 3, good health and well-being, defined as ensuring healthy lives and promoting well-being for all at all ages. Why is it important to address at the global level? It is because menstruation is still a taboo topic in many countries, especially where cultural beliefs, imagine that, and social norms restrict the participation of women and girls in society when they have their period. Other challenges, such as access to clean water, proper sanitation, or even sanitary pads, make managing menstruation difficult hygienically. As a result, many young women face considerable challenges during menstruation when it should be a wonderful thing that signals every young woman's transition into womanhood. She is faced by a new set of expectations and anxieties na hindi naman sana kinakailangan, because menstruation is a sign of a female that is healthy and full of vitality and should no longer be shrouded in fear, shame, or even embarrassment. Advocating menstrual health is to uphold the dignity of women and is essential to everyone everywhere to reach their full potential. So, why are we advocating menstrual hygiene and health here in the Philippines? Over the last 2 years in lockdown, our young women had very limited physical activities, right? So maybe they've had to live through their period just managing it at home. But now that social interactions outside of the families, pursuing their passions outside of the home, or even going after their dreams outside of the home is becoming more prevalent and more common, we now need to help transition these teens to making sure that they're healthy, they're comfortable with their periods, kahit na lumalabas na sa bahay, di ba? So now we are unsure about what the teenagers learned about managing their periods while they were at home, and so that is where the role of Modest comes in. We want to be able to help educate teens around menstrual hygiene and health so that as a brand, it's important for us to help the hashtag GenFree or the teens that we have here today to know exactly what to do to keep their menstrual health in check so that they can make bigger moves towards their passions and their dreams, even during those challenging red days. I'm delighted that so many of you, and I met some like Andrea and Mei, thank you for being here today. As the world continues to open up, our young ladies, I hope you can feel the growing consciousness around health in general. Menstruation health is important to total health and well-being for every woman. So as you venture back to school and commit physically to your offline activities, we'd like to commit to taking charge of your menstrual health from today onward. We would like you to commit to taking care of your menstrual health. Not just physically, but mentally and socially as well. Sama-sama na yan. Budol-budol na yan. We are excited to partner with the Miss Universe organization here in the Philippines to further this advocacy. And we are overjoyed that our reigning Miss Harnaaz Sandhu is just as passionate about the cause. In fact, just last month, she announced the launch of her own menstrual equity coalition in her home country of India. For our part, Modest, what can you expect? First, a superior product that not only prevents leaks, but is also comfortable to wear during your period. You will be happy to know that Modest, in fact, pioneered the launch of disposable napkins. Can you imagine that? So we have been helping women for generations and generations to manage their menstrual health. But not only that, we've gone a step further. Our products are made of up to 70% renewable source materials, aligned with our commitment at J&J so that future generations of women can continue to progress. Second, we have many plans in the pipeline that will teach healthier habits and help provide the necessary resources from access to information on menstrual hygiene to the distribution of menstrual hygiene kits to over 25 communities nationwide. In closing, I hope that, ang haba na sinabi ko, I'm sorry, I hope that together with our partners at Miss Universe Philippines, at the Department of Education, and the ABS-CBN Foundation, that we can help inspire more teens and women here with our stories to build new and healthier habits today and always, or to be hashtag next period ready. We also encourage you in your own networks to help make this a movement. Walang hiyaan, go lang. So thank you and enjoy the rest of the morning. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Raz. All right, so you've already heard the message. This is for everyone to keep the advocacy going, to spread the message. Wala nang hiyaan. I think it's also about normalizing periods, because if you think about it, periods are normal. But as I am about to introduce a magnificent, empowering woman, she did say that acceptance from society will not happen unless we accept it within ourselves first. Everything starts with us. But you know what? I will not ruin her message. I will let her do it in the way that she does. It is good to know that as Johnson & Johnson Philippines continues to make care available to all, the needs of women when it comes to improving their state of menstrual health is being prioritized as well. This is, of course, through Modest. Now, it is also important for the hashtag GenFree to have a holistic approach to managing their menstrual health. And who better to talk about it than a woman who has spent years championing this by bringing proper menstrual hygiene awareness to young and older women alike from different countries and various walks of life. We are extremely honored to have her in the Philippines today. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Miss Universe Harnaaz Sandhu.
Namaste, Mabuhay, Philippines. How are you all doing? I'm just so happy to be here, to come to my dream destination and to meet the gorgeous young ladies of this beautiful country and to talk about something very important that is known as a stigma in a lot of mindsets. So, before I start, I just want to tell you I'm on my periods today, and I'm sure most of you might be too. So, we got this. Girls gotta do what a girl's gotta do. We always start from the beginnings and never from the end. So, let me take you to the journey of my life, how I became a Miss Universe. This was never my childhood dream. I always wanted to do something incredible, watching my mom doing the same. So at this age of 17, I realized that this is the dream that I want to chase. To be myself, to be the voice of my own, and to feel confident about whoever I am, and I will never, ever give up. And trust me, I never gave up. I stayed focused, dedicated towards achieving what I want to achieve. Achieving to stand here in front of you, to talk about something which needs to be broken, a stigma, or all the stereotype mindsets that is disturbing us every single day, and we all go through it. But we never talk. Because we don't have the platform, we don't have the right amount of individuals around us where we can share something which is important. But now that we have, let me tell you something. Nothing should stop you mentally so that you can keep your eye on the prize and stay focused on the path to achieve your goals. Keep your passion strong, be confident, and stay courageous no matter how long it takes. If it is meant to be yours, it will be yours. And why are we here talking about menstrual equity? Because we all are women, and at the same time, I want to tell you the meaning of menstrual equity in the simplest way possible. It means to have affordable, accessible, and safe feminine products and to educate young women about their reproductive health. Isn't that simple? But it's difficult to make everyone understand that it's normal. It's a topic which is close to my heart and all of you, and important to all women, and as Miss Universe, I'm a spokesperson, speaking on causes which not only passionates me, but the Miss Universe organization as well. I'm a woman who menstruates, an occurrence that happens to women since the beginning of time. I, along with organizations like today, and all of you, as you are an organization too, will talk about these never-ending conversation towards menstrual equity. My mom, being a gynecologist, has been the woman of my life who taught me about women's health issues and began me on this journey in spreading the word regarding menstrual hygiene. I have watched her empowering women through my entire life, how she has been working towards the women of India and breaking the patriarchy system within my community and empowering them through the barriers to help women in my country to know their bodies and find help when needed when doors were not open for them. This has encouraged me and ignited the fire within me to take her talks and use her words to continue to talk globally as Miss Universe. I believe we all go through the feeling when we are not ready to say it out loud. And within my own self, I also felt that. I was really difficult to express my emotions. But by winning this crown, it gave me the platform and it has given me the position to bring me in front of all of you so that you can listen, learn, ask questions on how we can together give others who don't have a mom who's a doctor or women relatives who were brought up not to speak out about this taboo. We are here today all together so the young girls and women out there who don't have the opportunity or ever had to talk about it or have the access to buy pads. And now that I have the global platform and such wonderful audience watching and listening, I stand before you and with you to say, we as women menstruate every month and it is normal part of being a female. Let me mind my period. Every woman in this room either has, had, or will have a period. And let me tell you, we all got you. Don't let that stain your mind. Don't lose your confidence because you were taught that it was wrong to talk about your health and about something which is a natural occurrence. Don't let that fear win over your dreams as you fall behind due to missing classes for those 7 days a month. Trust me, every month you're missing 7 days. And you're leaving behind your confidence because you think you menstruate and you can't achieve your goals. Don't let that mentally or physically affect you. Don't repeat the cycle now that you are a mother of a girl child and wasn't talked about this natural cycle of life. Imagine after 15 years. You don't want that to happen with your girl. And not only with your girl, but you need to teach that to your sons too at the same time. We need men to support us. And if I take you to my personal life, my brother has always been so supportive. So is my father. They make sure that they take care of my moods during those days of my mom. But yes, we need everyone out there to support us, to educate women about the importance of sustainable pads and the importance of using products. Can you believe there's so many parts in this world, I'm sure in Philippines too, and in India, where women have to choose between food and pads? That's so awful and heartbreaking. We know how important it is to have both the things, and they both are equal mode of our survival. And if there is any pandemic, if there is any problem, pads are never seen as essential. Why? Because men don't menstruate? Because we don't speak and ask for a pad. That's the problem. And that's why I'm here today to talk about these things, to break stigmas and to normalize the terminology. Menstruation, periods, pads, tampons. Do you want to say that with me once? Menstruation, pads, periods is normal. Girls, we need to educate each other, especially to the ones who have had their first period. Even before that, we need to be their sisters, their elder friends, everything that possible they call us. To be by their side and emotionally support them, to make them realize that you won't die, because that is what I asked when I had my first period. But I was enough honored and I was enough grateful that I had my mom as my best friend and a gynecologist. But there are so many young girls who don't have the access to talk to someone about their reproductive health. It's important to educate them how to use a pad, importance of talking, importance of letting go if there's a stain on your pants. It is okay to menstruate. It is normal. It is a part of our body and we should be grateful because that makes us stronger. Every month we bleed. That's incredible. I don't want to exaggerate that, but just think about it. Every month we bleed. Isn't that incredible? Wow. Also, I want to talk about the fact that I met this bad man in India. And with him, we launched Pageantry at the same time. He's a man, you can find him on Netflix. You have to watch this. It's so inspiring and so true. He fought for the love of his life, his wife, and women that he knew to make sure that she don't go through a lot of pain that she has been suffering, not only mentally and physically within her own self, but from the society at the same time. So he created this partnership so that women know how to do it for themselves, by themselves, and to help each other at the same time. Because when women support each other, incredible things beyond expectations happens. Just look at us right now. This is surreal. This is beautiful. We are here to support each other. We know we all are beautiful. We know we all have that uniqueness, the USP, which will never be taken from us. And that's what makes us beautiful. So let's pledge today that whoever you meet, whether a boy or a girl, all genders, you will make them feel comfortable. You will educate them about menstrual hygiene. And together, we will be the change makers to change this beautiful world by breaking all the stigmas and stereotypes together. To my young change makers, I expect the support from you. Let's do it together. And let's use the hashtag mind your period. Salamat.
Thank you very much. Another round of applause, please, for Harnaaz for putting the spotlight on the fundamental role that good menstrual hygiene management plays in enabling all of us women to reach our full potential. You know, Harnaaz was talking about her experience and the fact that she dealt with having periods because luckily for her, she is born to a gynecologist mother, which is Harnaaz. One thing I have in common with you, probably the only thing that I have in common with you, is we both have gynecologist mothers. But she is of the generation wherein menstruation is still a taboo. So my mother never actually talked to me about my period, and I had to learn things all on my own because, you know, there was nobody else to talk to me about it. And pretty much like some people, you're hesitant to talk to friends about it. It's a good thing that along the way, women like Harnaaz's mom, all took a stand and thought, you know what, we need to normalize this. So why don't we all say exactly what Harnaaz was making us repeat earlier? Menstruation, pads, period, is normal. Can we say that again, please? 3, 2, 1, go. There you go. It is. And the next time around that you're holding onto a pad and you're wrapping it in tissue or a handkerchief or putting it in your pocket and hoping that nobody sees you, realize that you were at this event. And the exact message that we sent across is there's no reason for you to hide that. Take it out and walk to wherever it is you need to go, showing it off, because that will help normalize things. All right, everyone, thank you once again. At this point, I would like to invite another very special lady who definitely wants to be here and deserves to be here on stage as well. Everyone, please give it up for the reigning Miss Universe Philippines, Bea Gomez. Hello, Bea.
Good morning.
Hi, good morning to you. Please take your seat right here. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause, please, for Bea Gomez. All right, let's take our seats. Kind of like a talk show right now. All right, Bea, before anything else, please say hello to everyone who's here with us this morning.
Hello, good morning everyone, and it's my pleasure to be here. I'd like to thank Modesta and Miss Universe Philippines for inviting me and giving me another platform to champion the youth. And this time, it's going to be focused on Filipina teens. The hashtag Gen Free. Speaking of hashtag Gen Free, I actually won't be alone in this segment because I'm happy to share that with everyone that one of our young guests has volunteered to share her experience dealing with period at a young age. I think she deserves the loudest applause. Today, everyone, let's give it up for Mika Geronimo. Hello, Mika! Come right in. Hello, Mika. Kumusta ka? Ayos naman po. Mika, please take your seat. Mika representing the young generation or the Gen Free, taking a stand wherein she openly and in public actually talks about her period. Hi to you, Mika. Gusto po. Good morning! Good morning. Anong pakiramdam nandito ka sa stage ngayon at nasa harap mo mga Miss Universe candidates, Miss Universe, and lots of our media friends and personalities right here?
Actually, I'm excited to share my experiences po when I'm on my period.
Ganyan dapat ang outlook. Excited akong i-share kung meron akong period. There you go. A round of applause for her, please. My first question goes out to Bea. You know, first of all, Mika, I know it wasn't easy for you to be out here because you came from far away from Del Monte, but you are actually present here right now because you want to make sure that you equip and help empower all of these women to young girls as well to be next period ready. So, Bea, I'll ask you this question right now. Why do you think it is important to empower women, especially young girls like Mika, to take charge of their menstrual hygiene and health? Yes, Jelly, it's very important that these young women and young ladies are empowered to take charge of their menstrual health. Kasi may mga stigmas na nakakabit sa menstruation. And, you know, in our country, hindi pa rin natin natatanggal ang stigma na yon. And it's very important to keep on talking about it. Dahil may mga dalagitan who are looking up to us and they are seeing us as role models na nagtuturo sa kanila kung paano nila i-handle, i-manage yung mga changes na pinagdadaanan nila. And it's very important na lagi silang handa whenever they have their menstruation. Thank you, Bea. You know, if you think about it, there's a young girl who is seeing this on social media, who's going to hear about this on TV, and then they will see Miss Universe Philippines, Bea. They will see a young girl representing them on stage, and we're talking about the period. So kung may nararamdaman silang hiya, mawawala na, di ba? Then, wow, nagpa-event sila to talk about period. Since excited ka dito, Mika, ikwento mo naman sa amin yung very first experience mo nung nagkaroon ka ng period. Ano ba yung naramdaman mo noon? Tapos, sino yung tumulong sa'yo?
Actually, I had my first period po nung grade 7 po ako. I think year 2017 po yun nung nasa school po ako. And syempre po nung una, dahil first time ko, hindi ko po alam yung gagawin ko. I think ng mga panganahon po yun, nagpa-panic po ako kasi wala po akong magamit or idea kung ano yung dapat kong gawin. But thankfully po, nandun po yung mga kaibigan ko, yung nanay ko po, para mag-advise po kung ano po yung mga dapat kong gawin ng mga panahon na po yun.
Thank you, Mika. She just, for our foreign friends, she just said that the first time she had her period was back when she was in grade 7, that was around the year 2017. And she already started to feel a state of panic because she did not know what to do. She did not know how to handle, but luckily for her that she was surrounded with friends who taught her and who let her know what she's supposed to do about it. And of course, her mom was there to support her as well. Speaking of your mom, andito yung mom mo, diba?
Yes po.
Okay, can you call her out para lang makita ng crowd kung sino yung isa sa support system mo?
Mama, I think nasa likod po siya.
Can you just wave yung mama ni Mika? Ayun, kumakaway siya sa likod. Ma'am, pinapalakpakan po natin kayo. Ayan, pinapalakpakan natin ang maming tumulong at kinausap ang kanyang anak tungkol sa period kasi napaka-normal na to. Bea, back to you. Why do you think having good menstrual hygiene practices are even more important now in the new normal? You know, during the pandemic, Jelly, it was very convenient for us girls to have our periods because we were just locked down at home. But now that we are in the new normal, we are already going out and we're going back with doing our outdoor activities. And it's very important that we are prepared, women and young ladies as well, to be always ready in our periods. Lagi tayong handa sa ating mga tools whenever we need to change and keep healthy hygiene for our menstruation. Kasi if we don't practice hygiene, may mga effects din yan sa health natin in general as women.
Thank you, Bea. Mika, I'm sure na may mga challenges kang nai-encounter with having your period na from the first time na nagkaroon ka up until now. Can you just tell everyone out here just a sample of the challenges that you faced back then? And are these challenges still existent up until now?
Siguro po yung mga panahon na po yun. And I think up until now po, nakakaramdam po ako ng dysmenorrhea and mood swings po na I think common naman po siya sa mga babaeng dinadatnan po. And siguro po yung nagkaroon po ng pandemic, nagka-lockdown po tayo, and wala pong resources or menstrual materials na mabili kasi bawal nga pong lumabas. But thankfully, as always po, my mom taught me how to make a washable menstrual pad po.
Can you imagine that situation na hindi ka makalabas and you don't even have access to pads? Harnaaz was talking earlier about how for some places, women have to choose between food and menstrual pads. Can you imagine? There are still people who are faced with that situation every single month. So having events like this will hopefully eradicate that problem in the future. All right, I have another question for you, Bea. How do you manage your period during those times when you just cannot afford to let it get in the way of your Miss Universe Philippines duties?
I was talking about it with Harnaaz earlier and with my team as well. I actually, with you as well. I actually experience my period every time I join pageants. And I feel like it's lucky for me whenever I have my period and it's the pageant day. But, it doesn't get in the way when I'm joining pageants and I have my period because I'm always prepared. I'm lucky enough that I have a regular period. So I always check my calendar. Some girls, they are not taught how to use a calendar. And I think it's very helpful because it helps you prepare. You know when something is changing in your body, especially when you're about to get your period, you have mood swings, some of your body parts gets painful. And it's very important that we know how to manage it. In my case, when I look at my calendar and I know that I'm about to get my period, I do my healthy routine, I exercise because it lessens the dysmenorrhea, and I do my healthy diet as well because it also lessens the PMS symptoms. And of course, when I do my events, since I know that I'm about to have my period, I always bring my pads with me.
Bea has always been next period ready ever since. But if you notice from what she was saying, there was also a change. There was a shift in the mindset. Instead of thinking like, oh my goodness, I have my period and I have the competition. No, there's like a paradigm shift that happened in her thoughts and in her emotions, and it got her to thinking, oh, I am lucky today because I have my period. Of all days in the month, I got it today, the day of the competition. That is exactly what we should all be doing, just a mind shift towards how we view periods. One last question for you, Mika. What do you think will help make a difference for the youth, everyone else, in the way young girls manage their menstrual health? Ano yung kailangan?
I think proper knowledge po na siguro po magsisimula po siya sa mga family members na dapat maituro po ng mas maaga po sa mga kababaihan yung mga dapat pong gawin, kung baga para hindi na po magpanik kung sakali man, and siguro po sumunod na po doon yung mga knowledge po na magagaling po sa school.
It really is an entire village, a whole community, the whole society that will help create this change. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, another round of applause, please, for Mika Geronimo. And of course, Miss Bea, thank you so much. Mika, thank you for joining us here. Bea, you will have to remain right here on stage with me because right now, thank you first of all for being open to sharing your experience with us, Mika. And thank you, Bea, for also sharing your thoughts on how the Gen 3 can continue to make bigger moves towards their passions and dreams, even during their challenging red days. It becomes lucky days now. So when you're marking it on your calendar or when you have an app that actually finds out or tallies or when you get your period, you can mark it as your lucky day. That is a great outlook to have. Magaya nga yun. All right, now before we end our program, it would be good to hear a few more words regarding the partnership between Modest and Miss Universe Philippines and the campaign that aims to enable every Gen 3 to be next period ready. Please join Bea on stage. Miss Universe, Harnaaz Sandhu, please do join us all here. We also have the marketing manager for feminine care of Johnson & Johnson Philippines, Reggie Dimayuga. He's getting a lot of love from our audience. We also have ABS-CBN Foundation Bantay Bata 163 Program Head, Levy Ambon Rota. Thank you very much. Thank you. Ladies, you may now take your seat, please. All right. So we'll get the questions going. I'll start it off for Harnaaz. How do you think the COVID-19 pandemic affected the behavior of women towards their menstrual hygiene and health?
Well, I think personally they became more aware about educating themselves about periods, pads, and women they were surrounded by. But at the same time, there were so many women all around the world who were affected badly because of not having enough pads when they went out to buy. Secondly, as I told you before, that they never think that pads are supposed to be in the essential list. And I think they were going through a lot of challenges within themselves, and they eventually ended up using clothes, ended up being more quiet when they were having periods, and they were in their home, and they had to talk about it, but they didn't have that space, that voice, the platform, and where they can go and talk more about it and be more vocal. So I think it has affected a lot of us in a worst way, I would say. But now when things are getting better, and now when we are talking and normalizing it by being here and having everyone here who will share this message and spread it out loud, I think things would get better.
I believe the same thing. Thank you very much. And thank you very much to the presence of every single person who will spread the message out even more. For Miss Reddy, how will Modest empower and enable women, especially Gen 3, to be next period ready so that they can continue to make bigger moves towards their passions and their dreams as the world slowly but surely opens up?
She's enjoying
So
talking
at
about it. So
Modest,
that's
we've
why she's
always
glowing.
been inspiring, empowering, and enabling women.
Oh,
For them to be
especially
able to
with
pursue their
her dress
passions and
now,
their
di ba?
dreams.
Parang siyang
And
pinagsamang
right now,
Sushmita Sen
what
and
we're
Priyanka
doing is
Chopra,
through
di ba? With her
hackathons,
hairstyle,
campaigns,
tapos
and
yung
partnerships,
kanyang
as
damit,
people who
parang
share the same
Barbie
values
doll.
as we do.
Yeah.
We really want to help them take charge of their menstrual hygiene and health. So I'm super happy that we have this partnership with Miss Universe Philippines, with ABS-CBN Foundation, and with Harnaaz and Bea because they share the same values as we do in terms of menstrual hygiene and health. And as the #1 napkin brand actually in the Philippines, we provide teens with superior protection and comfort so that they can be next period ready whenever they face the new world, especially as they go out more now.
Thank you for empowering the women. For Miss Levy, what are some of the challenges that you think young girls will face as they go back to having face-to-face classes? And how will the provision of menstrual hygiene kits help them overcome these obstacles?
For ABS-CBN Foundation in Bantay Bata, we saw that during the pandemic, it was a big change for the kids.
So they had to adjust. And going back to the schools, it's another big adjustment. And some of them had their first periods at home. So giving them these kits will enable them to really cope when the face-to-face classes starts, and they will be more equipped on how to deal with their periods outside their homes. So that they can be next period ready when they go out into the world, which is essentially what we're supposed to do, be out there in the world. All right, for Bea, how does the partnership with Modest align with Miss Universe Philippines' values as an organization that empowers women?
Miss Universe Philippines is a platform where women all over the country champion their advocacies. And with Modest as our brand partner in Miss Universe Philippines, this is the perfect platform for them to talk about issues that aren't discussed that much in the society, one of which is menstrual health and hygiene. And who else would be good ambassadors for that advocacy than the girls who are in Miss Universe Philippines? So I guess this is the perfect platform for them to advocate for menstrual hygiene and health.
Thank you very much for that, Bea. A round of applause, please. Okay. So now it is time for us to open the floor for questions. We've had a rich discussion so far about Modest, the brand's partnership with Miss Universe Philippines, and the many ways that Filipino teens can take charge of their menstrual hygiene and health. But if you have more questions related to these, please just approach the microphone that is nearest you. I believe there is a microphone right here, so if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to approach. Introduce yourself and maybe let us know what it is, what organization or company it is you're affiliated with, and then go right ahead and ask your question. We also have a staff member at the back ready to ask or to hand you a microphone if you have any questions. So, who would like to start it off? Yes, sir, please go right ahead. Please introduce yourself, your organization, and your question and who it is for.
Oh, hi, I'm Armin Adina from the Philippine Daily Inquirer. I have a question for Modest, for the team from Modest. Why is there a focus on Gen 3, that is a specific age group?
So for us, actually, as Lenny said, right, it wasn't just the pandemic that actually happened the last 2 years. A lot of the Gen 3 girls actually got their period for the first time. And luckily for these girls, they had their moms or their older peers for them to be able to form the first menstrual habits. But then as the world slowly opens up, we feel at Modest that their period experiences will really change. Because as they go back out into the world, they'll need a pad that can keep up with them. And that's the kind of support that we are giving these girls. So we really want to equip with them with the knowledge and the skills for them to be able to be next period.
Okay, I have another question.
Sure, go right ahead.
This is for Harnaaz and Bea. How can we involve men in the discussion on menstruation and menstrual health?
Oh, I like that question. How can we involve a man like this wonderful gentleman right here? Harnaaz, go right ahead.
Well, I think you are here, and I could see so many men sitting here, being a part of the conversation. And I'm sure they support their wives, their mother, their sisters, and their female friends when they are at their work. That is the support we need. When we think that we might be uncomfortable talking about periods, we need you to say that it's okay to menstruate. That's all what we want.
Yes, and it's actually a huge help for men and women alike, for men to attend talks about menstruation such as these. So, especially that there are not all daughters are guided by their mothers, but as well as fathers as well. So it's very important that men also educate themselves about menstruation because, you know, you could be guiding your daughter when they have it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for that wonderful question. Now, all of the young girls will not hesitate to ask their brothers or fathers to get them pads because there's absolutely nothing wrong with it. It's just like asking them to buy you, the snack that you want. So don't be ashamed. Let's normalize that. Can we have the next question, please? Go right ahead, sir, as you move forward and take a video of your path to the microphone. Go right ahead, sir. Please introduce yourself and your question and who it's for.
Hi girls, hi girls, Bea and Harnaaz. This is Adam from Hey Adam G. I would like to ask these beautiful ladies right here. I want to ask how do you think we're talking about menstrual hygiene and your advocacy, Ms. Harnaaz? How does menstrual taboos endanger the physical and emotional well-being of the girls?
Thank you, Adam. Go right ahead.
I think it starts from their first period. And if they don't know about it, it's more worse. That's the start of them missing those 7 days of classes. Those 7 days of staying behind from everyone. Then it starts being a month, a year, a lifetime opportunity to not achieve anything. I don't want any girl, especially in this generation, waking up saying that, oh, I'm on a period and I don't want to go to school. Making an excuse because she is scared that she might stain and people might make or crack a joke on her because she menstruates. No. I don't want more lives that we need to cry for and say that we should have said this long back. We don't want women being uncomfortable talking about asking about a pad. So for that sake, let's normalize it right now because that is endangering physically and mentally the young generation to talk about something which is normal and natural. And personally, them being as individual, not achieving anything. I don't want them to say that because we menstruate and that's why I didn't achieve my goals. No way. You're stronger than anyone else and nothing can stop you from conquering your goals. Just mind your period and be unstoppable.
That's actually such a wonderful message, Harnaaz. I agree. And other than not achieving what you're supposed to achieve just because you have your period, it also endangers the health of women in general. Not being able to manage your menstruation properly has a general effect in your health. So it's very important that we continue to spread awareness about menstrual hygiene and educate young girls most especially because when mismanaged, it affects your entire health as a woman.
All right, thank you, girls.
Thank you, Adam G. And of course, the video goes on. No worries. So we can't wait to see that. Yes, so please, we have this next lovely lady to ask the question. Introduce yourself and who your question is for.
Hi, good morning. I'm Mona from ABS Information. Good morning, ladies. This question is for Ms. Harnaaz. How important are these opportunities to have FaceTime for young women in your advocacy of women's health and menstrual hygiene?
To FaceTime their menstrual health and talk about
Not
it.
face-to-face,
I'm sorry?
Face-to-face with the...
Face to face, I think it becomes more more confident conversation. It's just like we might not be the experts, we are not the doctors, we are not the gynecologists, but we make sure that being women, we will support you and educate about pads and importance of having sustainable pads and everything that is related to women's health. Because as Bea said, that it leads to a lot of other diseases that comes along with not taking care of your reproductive health. If you use a cloth where a lot of young women are using still, they're leading themselves and they are sacrificing their health, and it's leading to a lot of other diseases that they don't know is coming up. And I think in most of the parts of the world, they are taught to not take care of their health. And we need to break that barrier. We need to make them realize that if you can't take care of yourself, you can't help others. You need to take care of your own health. Educate yourself about your own body. That's easy as possible. Thank you.
Now, if there's one thing you hope young women from today don't take away from this opportunity, what would it be?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
If there's one thing you hope young women from today will take away from this opportunity, what would it be?
I think confidence. Confidence is all what we need. And more than that, the voice. The voice that comes along within themselves. They will be more vocal to express themselves, their achievements, their health, and inspire and uplift so many young women within their families, within their community, and all around the country at the same time.
Thank you, Ms. Advance. This question is for Ms. Leia. How do you hope to continue this advocacy of women's health?
We just have to continuously talk about it and make all of the women and the young girls feel like it is really normal to talk about your period all the time. It's not just you who's going through it, your mother is, your sister is, your classmate, everyone is going through periods. And it's normal to talk about it. And whenever they feel the need to ask for a pad, it's normal to ask, not just to a fellow women, but also to men. And when we continuously discuss and talk about menstrual health, eventually it will be normal and a lot of girls will pass on the education that they learn from their elderly, and it will be a huge change in general for the society, the community. So yeah, we just need to continue the discussion on menstrual health.
One last, sorry. What is the one advice you want to give the young women of today? What is the one advice you want to give the young women of today?
One advice I could give them is for them to learn to speak their hearts out. It's very important that they get their message across, because you may think that you're the only one who's thinking about it, but there are a lot of girls who are looking up to you and could actually learn from what you think. And it's very important to voice out, to use that voice to make a positive change for our society.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your questions. Can we have the next person, please?
Hello, yes, this is Tristan Francisco from the Philippine Pageantry. First, good morning, everyone. Second, welcome Miss Universe to the Philippines. Welcome to the country of the biggest pageant fans in the world. And my question is very simple, but it's related to your advocacy. What other programs and initiatives that are still needed for teen girls in the universe be next period ready?
Beautiful question. Go right ahead, Harnaaz.
Absolutely. I think, for me personally, I believe the problem starts from yourself only when you don't speak about it. When you don't ask for a pad because nobody else is going to ask for a pad for you. When you are not ready to talk about it normally, and when you are hiding your pads, is what the problem is. But trust me, if you dig in more, you can find a solution at the same time. And this is the solution. We talking about it, normalizing it, educating ourselves, not running from the reality, and if somebody runs, stopping them and telling them that, hey, this is what it is. You have to accept it. We can't change. It is a natural occurrence, and I think once we start doing that is when we will find solutions and we can see a positive change. Thank you.
Thank you, Mabuhay and Namaste.
Empowering and important dialogues, just like the one we are having right now. Yes, go right ahead with your question, please.
Hi, good morning, everyone. My name is Michelle Marquez D. I represent Makati City. I actually advocate for kids with autism. I am their global ambassador. So I would love to know any suggestions on how we can champion this advocacy by being next year ready for individuals with special needs.
All right, that's a beautiful question. Who would like to take on? So how we can champion this cause for the children that have special needs? Ms. Levy?
Of course, there are children that needs different needs from others, and it's important to work with communities that also work with them. I believe that the organization that you represent will be more than willing to talk about this in their circles, and I know that partners like Modest can be one of those champions for people who have autism, and it can help them to be aware that even if they're deemed as different by the community, they're actually still like one of us. And it's normal for them also to have their period, and we need to talk more about it as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for your question, Michelle. Do we have any other questions? Okay, I see the hands go up. But I'd also like to encourage our teens, the young girls, if you have any question, this is a great opportunity for you to ask. wag na kayong mahiya. I wouldn't want you to go home and think, oh, I should have asked that question. Okay, so ladies, young girls, please just get in line with your question. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, good morning. My name is Pauline. I'm from Bohol. And I would just like to ask a question to the people from Odessa. If there are other projects that you guys are eyeing to make paths more accessible to women everywhere, because maybe this is a situation that a lot of women can relate to. For example, you're in a public CR, you didn't expect to get your period, but you did get it and you don't have a pad with you, and then you just get a lot of toilet paper, wrap it around your panty in the hose, and it will be enough. So is there a way or a project that you guys are eyeing, like a pad vending machine or something?
So for us at Modest actually, and it starts with a partnership today because our partnership actually with ABS-CBN Foundation, we go to 25 communities nationwide for us to be able to distribute the menstrual hygiene kits and for us to provide superior protection wherever the girls are. So I think it starts with that, and we are continuing to partner with a lot of different organizations also for us to be able to really provide the superior protection that the girls need.
Thank you. I hope to see some of those projects in Bohol too and be part of that. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Oh, trust me, that anecdote you shared is something a lot of women have already experienced. I see the Gen Free in line. Please come forward. Thank you so much. See, they just needed encouragement. They had questions. Go right ahead. Introduce yourself, darling, and what's your question?
Good day, everyone. My name is Charm. I'm one of the student government president from San Jose del Monte, Bulacan. And I just want to ask this question to Ms. Harnaaz. What has been the biggest or hardest challenge that you've had to overcome so far in your advocacy on women empowerment through menstrual hygiene?
Fantastic question.
Well, the challenge that I have, I would say, is kind of not faced yet, but what I'm afraid of always is that when I'm going to any of the rural places or urban places or wherever I meet young women or mothers especially, and I talk about this and they run away from that. I don't want that. I really don't want them to feel shy if I'm approaching them and talking about it, giving my supporting hands towards them to make them feel comfortable, and they run away from that. I think that is what I'm always scared of. It's going to be very challenging, but I know it's not impossible. But that is what I really want when they themselves come up and talk about and share their stories. Because till now, when I have been to any parts where I've been talking about menstrual health, I've seen young girls like you and young boys who are being so confident to talk about menstruation and to educate them more than anyone else. I think that's where I could see the change happening. And they themselves need to break that generation gap and the barrier and stigma between themselves and their parents. And I think we need to support each other. So I really don't hope that happens with me, but if that happens, I know all of you supporting me, so we can make them feel confident at the same time. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That is so good to hear that you haven't had that experience and hopefully you don't ever. Okay. Well, I think it's also because you have this aura about you that it's truly very accommodating and giving, and it's not warding off people. So even if they initially may have felt fear or shy, but because of how open you are, you're like, I'm not going to hold back. I see another Gen Free member ready to come forward. Go right ahead. Doing a Miss Universe walk. Wow, what a turn!
Namaste. Pleasant morning to all of you po. My question is for Ms. Harnaaz, but before that, I would like to say that the Philippines and us Filipinos ourselves are honored and grateful for having you here to use your platform and spread awareness and normalize about the menstrual health, which is a big issue here in the Philippines. My question is, since I heard from the news that it's your first time here in the Philippines, what are the things that you are looking forward to while you're here?
There's so many things I've already discussed with them that I really hope to do. Philippines is a beautiful country, and one of my personal favorites. So I really hope to explore as much as possible, from the beautiful beaches to beautiful places. Already seen you beautiful people of Philippines, and some delicious food, like some desserts and great fruits. And I'm really enjoying my time. It's just day 3, and I love the weather. So more than that, I'm really looking forward to take so many memories and cherish that for the rest of my life so that I come back again soon.
I'm sure you have a lot of things for you to try. Bakun Superior, thank you very much po. Maraming salamat.
Salamat!
Ladies and gentlemen, the future Miss Universe candidate right there.
All right, can we have our next question, please?
Good day, everyone. My name is Chantal, and I'm from Cebu City. I have a question for Harnaaz, if that's all right. So, when I was in high school, I was the president of the Young Women's Empowerment Organization, and one thing that I wanted to integrate in my school was menstrual awareness, and particularly education about, of course, the reproductive system. However, that idea was unfortunately shot down by some of the older parts of our community, some of the more conservative people in the community, and so I was just wondering, how do you deal with people who do not believe that we should be talking about these things? People who believe that this is a more taboo topic that we need to be silent about. How do you deal with that?
It's very disturbing for me to see that we live in 21st century where people still believe that it's a taboo and untouchability. And I also come from the part of India where women are separated. At some time they're separated because they are on their periods and they're not allowed to go to temples, they're not allowed to stay in their own home, and they're asked to stay away. And not allowed to get into the kitchen to cook for themselves. And I think they still have that mindset which needs to be changed. Changed for themselves, changed for so many lives that they're affecting. And along with that, they need to understand that everyone comes up as an individual and we need to live our lives, we need to educate ourselves. So when that stigma comes up, it really becomes super difficult for me to make them realize, but at the same time, I know it's difficult in the start, but it gets easier when you go on the path and when you have great supporters like you all, and who will make it more versatile and vocal, and that is how we will break it. So if you find anyone like that, just say it, keep on saying it. What would they do? They will close their ears, but they can't change the reality. This is it, what it is. And more than that, women themselves need to be very confident about this topic and not run away from this. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And thank you very much, Chantal, for your question, and keep going with that advocacy. We are down to the final 3 questions. Please proceed. You know, this is such pressure, you know, walking like a Miss Universe candidate to the microphone. Go right ahead.
Hi everyone, I'm Nessa, your resident in Manila.
Yes, could you approach the microphone a little bit closer, please? Thank you.
I'm the woman behind Cyber Productions, a lifestyle blog. So my question is actually not just for the modesty, but for everyone. And I know that I really like that the new normal is not just masks, but periods too. And aside from everything that we have talked about mindset changes, taking fitness along the day, period management and tips and talks, educating our daughters and also our sons. What else can we do to keep the conversation going? As someone in the silent generation and Gen Z, how can I bridge the gap?
Nice. Can we start with from Modest?
So for us at Modest, just keep the conversation going. So at Modest, we provide the platforms for you to talk about it, like events like these, the conversations we have with young women through our products and our campaigns. So for us, it's just to keep the conversation going because that's how we break the stigma, and that's how we get to talk to a lot more people about the cause.
Thank you. Bea, is there something you'd like to add to that?
In my experience, I've been a student once, and I remembered that talks about menstrual health and hygiene was not included in our curriculum during my time. So I think it would be the time for our educators to include this in the curriculum.
We have representatives of the Department of Education with us today. They're probably taking down notes. Harnaaz?
I think platforms like Miss Universe gives us the opportunity to be more confident and vocal about everything that is close to your heart and is important. Because that not only enhances to be more confident of being a woman, but at the same time realizing the fact that we all are women of all colors, sizes, and shapes. And in the end of the day, we all menstruate. So,
And Ms. Levy?
As for ABS-CBN Foundation, we are very proactive in championing this cause. We are going to communities and schools, partnering with the Department of Education and other organizations so that we could reach those who are unreachable. Because not everyone can go to events like this, right? So we need to go to them.
We will go to you if you can't come to us. Are you okay with your questions? All right.
Okay, so as leaders of our generation, I have one more question that I feel like is more important. Is of course, as leaders, we know when to lose a battle in order to win the war. So my question is, when do we push the conversation and when do we step back?
Okay. So when do we pursue, when do we keep the dialogues and the conversations going, or when do we need to pause and save it for another day? I can see all of the ladies are deep in thought. Who would like to take this question on first? Okay, Harnaaz?
why do you want to step out from the reality at the same time? I think it's never enough. The more we talk, the less it is. Never count your words. Make sure that your message needs to be conveyed in the best way possible. Maybe you have to repeat it 1,000 times, but if it's happening, it is reaching every individual who can't understand, who can't hear your voice, who can't be there with you lively. That's where we feel like that would be the time when I think we need to stop talking about it, when everyone is enough aware and they talk for themselves. We need not to talk for anyone else. It's the time when I think we need not to step back, but we need to be silent so that they can speak now. It's their time to shine. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your question. Can we have the next person, please?
Hi, good morning, ladies. I'm Firas. I'm a beauty editor and a professor. I consider myself lucky because my mom, being a single mom, she was very open about these things, and she actually always reminds me to carry a pad with me in public in case someone needs it. However, I do acknowledge that I'm 6'2", and I'm half Arab, so sometimes it's scary to open that conversation, especially when I see a woman in need. So I would just like to ask for advice. How do I approach a woman, or how will I be able to open or start that conversation? Because in class it's easy for me to do that, but in an intimate setting or a small group, it's harder. So I'd love to ask for advice. It's open to anyone.
Well, Professor, thank you so much. Go right ahead. I think who would wanted to, did I see you raise your microphone, Ms. Levy?
For me, it should be a normal conversation. I know it's kind of a taboo still here in the Philippines, but we need to start, inside of us, just like Harnaaz said, and treat it as a normal conversation. So if you see someone who's needing a pad, I think we are more than happy to receive that pad, because it's difficult also sometimes for us that we're worried that there might be a stain and then we're finding a pad. But if you have one, that's a good starter for the conversation that you will have with that woman. And I think that they would appreciate it, us as a woman, we would appreciate it if you know about our struggles, because it's difficult to have our period. And you supporting us, it's a very encouraging thing for all women, I believe. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Professor, and thank you to your mother for making you next period ready. Always.
Thank you. As a gay man, that's the closest I can get.
And especially since we are in a media event, and now it will be all over, that he is always ready with a pad. Please feel free to approach him anytime. Thank you, Professor. All right, I believe we have just one more. Please come forward. Oh, I like the walk and the wave. Will there be a turn? Okay, all right. Hi.
Mabuhay! Mabuhay! Aubrey Carampel, GMA Network, Quezon City. This question is for Bea and Harnaaz. I know us women, we cannot control menstruation, but I would like to know, and I'm sure a lot of women here, especially the official candidates of Miss Universe Philippines, would like to know, can you share some tips on how to avoid menstruation discomfort? Because it's really hard to keep a graceful disposition if you have your period. To simply put it, how to still be uniquely beautiful despite having a period. I like that. Go right ahead, Harnaaz.
First of all, I love your walk and your presence. Well, I think there are so many tips that we can give to each other, and we are learning so much today itself. It's good to exercise a bit, do yoga or anything which is as comfortable for you, because everyone has a different flow, everyone has a different way of dealing with their periods, and they all are differently sensitive at the same time. Make sure you eat enough, make sure you pamper yourself, love yourself enough, but most importantly for me, be mentally prepared and be mentally positive. It's very important to take it as it's okay and just breathe, do meditation and enjoy yourself. Try to do something that you have been waiting and do it on the day when you are menstruating, and that's all how I think I manage my periods. And since I said that I'm on my periods and I'm happy I'm here, and that's how I'm trying to engage the positivity and learn so much, and this is the way how I love to pamper myself during periods. Thank you.
Thank you, Harnaaz. How about you, Bea?
I think it's also very important for all of us women, and I think not all of us are educated enough. Taught that we need to have regular checkups with our doctors. It's very important that we also practice doing checkups with our doctors, because if there are discomforts, it could be that that symptom is a sign of another problem, not just your menstruation. So we need to make it a habit to always have ourselves checked.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your wonderful answer.
We are all watching your walk back. Thank you very much. Oh, there you go. All right, I think we are good here. Thank you so much to everyone who asked, and thank you as well to all of our panelists for being very detailed with your answers and really educating and sending the message out there to everyone that we can just talk about our periods. There's nothing wrong with it. Well, we can't have an event without a photo op on stage, right? Shall we? I'd like to ask Mika to go up on stage once again. And ladies, may I invite you to please all rise so we can have this photo op. So Mika to go up on stage. That's Mika Geronimo. Oh, wow, Mika. What an amazing feeling to be up here, joining the lovely ladies. I'd also like to call on the Senior Brand Manager with Desk Philippines, Jason Koo, to join the photo op. Everyone had such a fantastic questions. Thank you all so much. And it's nice to come across people like Professor right there, who you always just have a pad ready with you. I hope more men do that. And if, just like Harnaaz said, if you see a woman looks like she needs a pad, just offer it. We need all the support that we can get from the society. Mr. Rizal, can we have you join on stage as well, please?
May we request representatives from Johnson & Johnson Philippines, joined by the President and Managing Director, Raghu Krishnan, our special guests from ABS-CBN Foundation Incorporated, Department of Education, and Miss Universe Philippines organization to come up on stage for a group photo opportunity. Thank you.
Actually guys, maganda yung idea that for men, para sa mga taga-LGBTQ, magdala ng pad in case may kaibigan o kakilala tayo na kailangan ng pad.
Yes, I will save the life. Gusto ko, ang dami ko na namang napkins. Nayuko na.
Kailangan duguin ka na.
Oo, kailangan duguin. Pageantology, kailangan duguin ako. Charot.
Hindi ko ako tinugulo, tinuloyan ka.
Yeah, and breaking stigmas, enigma. Thank you.
Mga ulo.
Yes, si Chantal nakatanong ko. Tatlo silang nakatanong. Si Michelle, si Pauline, tsaka si Chantal. There were other girls who were falling in line, but when the moderator told na he would be accommodating more questions, nagsimulan na sila Celeste, si Jonah Sweet, tsaka si Katrika, Saya.
Harnaaz!
Thank you, Andy. Flying kisses back to you all the way here from Manila.
Once again, we would like to invite
Miss
our
Indigo,
representatives
who
from
is that
Johnson
Indian man
Philippines,
beside
joined by the
Harnaaz?
President
He is
and
not
the
naman the
Director
CEO of
Krishnan.
Johnson's &
Our special
Johnson.
guest from ABS-CBN Foundation Incorporated,
Happens to
Department
sponsor
of
the
Education,
event, and he happens
Miss
to be
Universe
Indian,
Philippines
so that
Organization,
explains why. That's
come
just
up
my
on
duty.
stage for a
Don't quote me
group
on
photo
this.
opportunity. Thank
Pangalan niya
you.
Krishnan ba? Mr. Krishnan? I saw his
Harnaaz!
Harnaaz! Can we have a photo with you later?
Harnaaz, this is Harnaaz. May Hanash kaya?
Sa si Harnaaz.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, chat.
Okay,
Guys, Mexico, Pampanga, Palibino.
Gawin talaga yung presence ni Harnaaz.
So, ang Modest pala, pagmamayari dito, Johnson & Johnson. So, they're the one who organized this whole event. And it so happened that the owner or the CEO is an Indian.
Oo nga eh.
So, that explains probably why this event was set up.
Hindi naman, talagang nagkataon lang talaga siguro na.
No, kasi I saw this, yung binanggit na movie kanina ni Harnaaz, I saw that months or maybe more than a year ago or 2 years ago. It's Padman. So it's about, yun nga tinulungan niya, asawa niya, tsaka ng anak niya. Nag-ano siya sa, maganda pa sa panahon, it's about
Indian movie?
Yeah. It's English, well, Netflix daw, so maybe they're connected, that's why.
Thank you, Ollie, watching on the way
Thank
from
you
Illinois.
very much.
Picture tayo, Nika.
All right, a round of applause, please.
Nika!
Absolutely love all the big smiles on your faces. Now let's please hand these Be Next Ready kits to our dear beneficiaries who are here with us today. We are now going to hand Be Next Ready or Be Next Period Ready kits. That's what you can see right now. To our young guests from the different high schools under the Division City School of San Jose del Monte, we hope everything that you have learned today together with these Be Next Period Ready kits with Harnaaz will help you keep on making bigger moves towards your passions and dreams, even during your challenging red days.
Oh, I'm not gonna have a photo with you.
Okay.
To all our media friends, don't fret. I have an announcement especially for all of you.
Oh my God.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. Please head back to your seats. And thank you. That is all for today, ladies and gentlemen.
applause, please, for Be Next Period Ready with Modest. An absolute pleasure being with all of you. Thank you so much for coming in together. Let's empower the Gen Z to be next period ready.
Harnaaz, shout out to the Philippine Pageantry. Harnaaz, shout out. Hello, mabuhay, welcome.
I'd like to ask our media friends to please remain here because we will have the interviews coming up next. Once again, to all of our media friends, please stay in the venue. But I'd also like to ask all of our other attendees who are not part of the media, thank you all so much. You may step out so we can leave. We can make room for all of our media friends to conduct their interviews. So for the media friends, please remain seated and we will have more announcements as to how that interview will go. To the Gen Free, thank you so much for joining us.
Hey Jelly, I've just heard that our beneficiaries under the Division City School of San Jose del Monte need to stay in their seats as we distribute the hashtag BeNextPeriodReady kits to them.
Hello, Baguio.
All right, so Gen Free, remain seated because you'll be getting your
Si
Be Next
Baguio.
Ready. Be Next
We're live on the
Ready
Philippine
kits.
Pageantry.
And again, to our media friends, stay put.
Miss Aklan.
Thank you all
We're live
so
on the
much
Philippine
for giving
Pageantry.
me an absolute
Hello,
pleasure.
Miss Amis.
Stay safe, everyone, and good afternoon.
Miss
To our
Amis.
beneficiaries, what you'll be getting are the hashtag BeNextPeriodReady kits that Modest and Miss Universe Philippines through the ABS-CBN Foundation will be distributing to teen girls starting with high school students.
Hello, Las Piñas. Oh, ganda naman. We're live on the Philippine Pageantry. Hello. Nice seeing you too.
Once again, to our beneficiaries under the Division City School of San Jose del Monte.
Hello, Iloilo.
Your seats as we distribute
Iloilo
the
Province.
hashtag BeNextPeriodReady kits
Hello.
to you. Thank you.
And then maybe to show the whole traditional wedding thing. Yes.
Hello.
A bunch of my cousins, so that was so weird. Yes. So we saw you, remember we saw you, and then you know, Tala
Hello. Oh, Palawan. Shout out. Otto, nandito si Angelica. Hello, Davao del Sur. Hello, Davao Vizcaya. Hello, Davao del Sur, Quezon Province. Yes. We're live now. On Facebook and YouTube. Yes.
Shout out to all Philippine Pageantry fans.
Oh, naman, shout out din sa'yo. Better now.
I know. So shout out to Quezon.
Yeah, Quezon Province, syempre. Paborito natin mga pahiyas dyan. Ang mga lukban longganisa.
Chami, ang tinapa.
Chami, hab-hab. Pagkain na ginutom eh. So ito si Palawan uli, Angelica. Paganda ng paganda.
That's all for today. Though for our media friends, we'll still have the interviews with the panel members at the photo wall area in just a short while. So stick around.
Yes, ladies, we're live on the Philippine Pageantry. Hello, Bulacan. Hello. San Jose del Monte, Bulacan, girls.
Okay, Emon. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Alright.
Kawai, you're on the Philippine Pageantry.
Girls, let's go. Malilate tayo sa shoot, mga
Yes, hello. Live on the Philippine Pageantry.
Hello.
Hello, Batanes. Batanes, hello. You're on the Philippine Pageantry. Cebu. Laguna, hello. 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 Hello, Benguet. Hello, Benguet. Yeah. Thank you. You're live on the Philippine Pageantry. So magkakaroon daw ng interview sa photo wall.
With Harnaaz?
I don't know.
Oh, sana si Harnaaz. Uy, Arvin, okay ka na?
Ano nga ba to? Good. Here, dito naman, tingin. Hello, Iloilo. You're on the Philippine Pageantry. Hello, sir. Sorry. So we'll just wait for the interviews that.
Alright.
Sorry. Okay. Alexandra, go na tayo. Sorry, we're just shooting for this.
Okay. So hindi pa to yung interview sa photo wall.
I am next year. Wait lang. Sorry, we just
So that's Sean, guys. Oh, Mama Ru, you're live on the Philippine Pageantry. Hi, Sean. Hi, Vanessa.
How many? Of course, I'll be there.
And tomorrow.
And you're not cause tonight. Yeah. Galingan mo, ba?
Guys, si Sean McLean, the VP.
Yes.
Hello, Sean. Welcome back to the Philippines. You're live on the Philippine Pageantry. Well, we met you in Bangkok before. So, guys, that is Sean McLean. Ay, tuwan-tuwa na. Oh. Kinilig na.
Yes, okay. Wait, is it na lang yun and grab? It's gonna be
Hello, Mandawi. Hello, San Juan. We're live on the Philippine Pageantry.
No, don't worry. I'm just, kahit normal lang na sedan lang. Hindi, sedan nga lang.
Excuse me. Esther, welcome to the Philippines. Welcome back.
nakakita kami, nag-yossi kami. Gahanap siya. Let's go, girls! Girls, let's go!
So that's...
Happy 25th anniversary.
Hello, Esther!
Happy 25th anniversary.
Oh yeah, okay. One, two. Another one, please. Got it.
Hello, Esther! We're live on the Philippine Pageantry. Welcome back to the Philippines. So guys, that's Esther Swan. We first interviewed her during the red carpet in Miss Universe here.
Every may event. Lagi lang happy 25th. Ay, dito tayo. Okay. Happy 25th.
So ayan na, nangangarir na. Mario, sino sinasabi nila may interviewin daw? Media? Sa photo wall, yung in-announce ng host?
Baka wala yun.
Wala na yun, okay. Kaya nga eh. Nandun sa, ayan, si Sean. Pinakareer na ni ano. So eto si Harnaaz.
Hi, so this is Harnaaz.
Pageantology 101 si Harnaaz. Sando. Di ba sabi meron doon?
Oo nga eh. Actually, may pinapaupo na tayo doon.
Kaya nga eh.
Sa loob.
Sa loob ba? Kala ko sa photo wall. Saan tayo pinapaupo? Dito daw, di ba? So guys, there will be another media event following this. So we just have ourselves ready. So we'll just wait here.
Army Manila 24, Philippines.
Bag mo ba yan? Kala ko bag mo.
So guys, we're still here at the venue. We were told to just have a few moments and told to sit down for a short while and wait because we'll be interviewing the panelists. Dito na lang. Pag walang pins. Ikaw daw.
groupie lang yung photo ko kahapon. So, ano na, nasa law abiding citizen. Hindi mo na hinaras yung hair.
Ouch! Yeah.
So, kahit ako po eh. Pero alam mo, hindi siya masyadong may pictures.
School?
Miss Universe na.
Let's respect it. Mama Air. It's more, but
Totoo yan. Of course.
Alin na?
Kasi kanina si
kaya mo yan.
Mama
Si Esther?
Esther. Medyo siya. Pag malapit,
Naku, noon pa yan.
isang trabaho.
Yeah. She's speaking English.
Hindi naman yun, hindi naman dyan tayo naintindihan.
Actually,
Diyos ko sa Bangkok, ganyan na ganyan yan. Nandito.
We're closing the area na kasi na bit. So,
Pero it was announced na po daw dito mga media, panelists, di ba sabi ng host?
yes, pero we're closing it na kasi na bit. So we need to clear the area na din.
Kami nga yun, closing the bid para doon sa media.
Dr. Harnaaz, sige, hold on.
kasi sabi ko sa akin,
May panel, in-announce, kaya kami pinaupo rito eh. Ang cute naman nung class. Yeah, you can put tea, you can put...
Ano cute?
Ito.
Matiin?
Anong color? Blue? Kaya, closing na, hello, pinapaano pa kami dito.
We got her back now.
Hi universe, it's day one in Philippines and I'm very excited to meet the young girls. We are here together with Plan International to talk about menstrual equity, and I'm really excited to announce something which is very close to my heart and to take this talk forward from India to Philippines, so stay tuned.
Ma-interview kaya ako? Or hear you?
So that's...
Jelly Victor.
So ano yung...
Okay, guys, the event is, it's not here. The event is over.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're asking us to already vacate.
Okay. Kasi we were told, sabi niya ng host, meron daw...
No.
Sino akala namin, may interview pa kami with
Sabi niya for the media.
I think there was a miscommunication. Thank you so much.
So,
Thank you.
Voltaire, close the live. Close
Thank
the
you so much,
live.
guys. See you at the finals, April 30th.
The
Buy your
preliminaries
tickets now.
tomorrow.
Thank you.
Preliminary, di ba?
Bye.
Finals.
Yes.
Preliminary.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.